Okay, good morning, all of you students. Up to last class, we have discussed the motion of the body on rough horizontal surface and motion of the body on smooth and rough inclined surface also. Okay, now we have to discuss the motion of the two blocks when one block is kept over the other. That means block on block concept. It's very important in for advance. Okay, so here block on block. Block on block concept. First one, suppose on the smooth horizontal surface, two blocks are kept one over the other. Here, this block is having mass m1, this block is having mass m2. There are two blocks. Two blocks are kept on the smooth horizontal surface. So this is a smooth horizontal surface. Okay. Suppose in between these two blocks also there is no friction initially. Okay, in that case, that means first case, when no friction exists between two blocks, when no friction exists between the two blocks, in that case, suppose the upper block is pulled with a force, constant force capital. What happens? Here two blocks are kept one over the other. Two blocks are kept one over the other here, and in between the two blocks there is no friction in this case. Of course, two blocks are kept over the smooth horizontal surface. When upper block is pulled with a force F, whatever the nature of the motion, here definitely the upper block is pulled by this force. Here along horizontal direction is there other force acts on the block. In between these two there is no friction. That's why here on this block along horizontal direction only the force act is equal to F. That's why acceleration of upper block A2 is equal to force acts on the upper block by mass M2. But in case of lower block, for upper block acceleration is equal to this one. What about the lower block? For the lower block acceleration A1 is equal to how much? On the lower block, is there any force acts on the lower block along horizontal direction? Because the two blocks can travel along the horizontal direction only. Even in case of block 1 also, M1 also can move along horizontal direction only. Along horizontal direction, is there any force acts on them? Here along horizontal direction, nobody applied the force here. Even these two are in contact here. There is no friction between the two blocks also. That's why no force acts on this block along horizontal direction. That's why the lower block move with zero acceleration. As no force acts on them, then A1 is equal to F by M1. So F is 0. That's why acceleration is equal to 0. It is the case whenever there is no friction between the two blocks. Okay, next. When friction exists between the two blocks. When friction exists between the two blocks. Exists between two blocks. When friction exists between the two blocks. In that case, coefficient of static friction between the two blocks is a mu s and coefficient of kinetic friction is a mu k. Coefficient of static friction between the two blocks is mu s and coefficient of kinetic friction between the two blocks is a mu k. Okay, in this case, here, if you see, whenever this block is pulled in forward direction, of course, this block try to move in this direction. At the same time, the friction force between these two blocks opposes the motion of the upper block now. The lower block is moved because of friction only. So whenever this upper block is moved in this direction with a force F, then the friction between these two pulls the lower block also in forward direction because of friction. If friction is not there, no friction acts on the lower block in this direction. Because this block, because of this force, move towards right. Okay, at the same time as these two are in contact and friction exists between these two, the friction pulls this block, lower block towards them. That's why on the lower block, friction is towards right. Okay, on the upper block, friction is in opposite direction. Friction is in opposite direction. So here, what about the frictional force? What about the maximum friction acts on the lower black? Maximum friction acts on the lower black means you see, suppose this is M1, that means it is the lower black. Okay, you draw the block diagram only. Here it is the block of mass M1. Okay, no external force is applied. Only on the upper surface of the lower black, friction acts. Friction acts. So maximum friction acts on the lower black is equal to limiting friction. No? So with what maximum acceleration the lower black can travel? That means whenever the maximum friction exists between the two blacks, which is the limiting friction, at that time the lower black is pulled with the maximum force. That's why maximum. Whenever the limiting friction is maximum, the lower black travel with maximum acceleration. That maximum acceleration is say A max or A1. So this is maximum. Okay, you say A max. Okay, that is what is the maximum acceleration of the lower black? A1 max is equal to A max. That is equal to lower black is pulled by only limiting friction. That's why that is equal to limiting friction by mass of the lower black means M1. So therefore, A max is equal to FL means limiting friction between the two blacks means you see here the coefficient of static friction between the two blacks is US into normal reaction. At this point, normal reaction means the weight of this block only acts as the normal reaction. You see weight of here M1. So on this block, weight M2Z acts downwards direction and equivalent reaction force acts in upward direction. So at this point, normal reaction is equal to M2Z. So mu s into normal reaction by M1. That is equal to mu s into normal reaction means M2Z by M1. Since normal reaction is equal to M2Z. Okay. So A max is equal to mu s M2Z by M1. So this is the maximum acceleration with which the lower black can travel. A limiting friction exists between the two blacks. It is the limiting friction between the two blacks. That's why the two blocks move together with this maximum acceleration A max. In that case, what about the here? As the because of limiting friction only, the lower block will travel with maximum acceleration. Limiting friction means these two blocks cannot move together. One over the other, the two blocks cannot move. As limiting friction exists here, there is no here there is no tendency of one block more. There is no tendency to move one block over the other. Both blocks move together because of limiting friction. So in that case, maximum here on the first block or second block, acceleration of the two blocks are same. The acceleration of the two blocks are same. This is equal to A1 and A2 also. Because limiting friction we consider. Whenever the limiting friction exists between these two blocks, then there is no here there is a tendency of the block M to try to move towards M1, but there is no motion. That's why the two blocks move together. So hence the acceleration of the two blocks is equal to this one. At the time for the two blocks to move together, what is the force needed? So therefore, maximum force needed to move two blocks together. To move two blocks together. Force needed to move two blocks together. That is F max, which is equal to not F max. So okay, force needed to move two blocks together. To move two blocks together, the maximum force needed is equal to maximum force can be applied is equal to M1 plus M2 into A max. Because both blocks move together with the maximum acceleration of this one. Because whenever the limiting friction exists here, in that case, both blocks move together only. In that case, the maximum force applied on the upper block is equal to M1 plus M2 into A max. Because when you apply the force on the upper block, then immediately friction exists between these two, and that friction only pulls this block in forward direction. With what maximum acceleration the lower block can travel means whenever the limiting friction exists here, maximum force acts on the lower block that pulls the lower block with the maximum acceleration equal to this one. As the limiting friction exists between these two, there is no relative motion between these two. Both move together. That's why the maximum acceleration needed to move the two blocks together is equal to m1 plus m2 into a max. Because both blocks move together. That's why the two blocks can be treated as a single body having mass m1 plus m2 that can move with a acceleration a max. Okay. When you consider the upper block here, somebody asked me doubt. When you consider the upper block only, on the upper block the limiting friction is in backward direction. On the lower block, limiting friction is in forward direction. Because as the force is applied here on the upper block, limiting friction is in backward direction. When you consider the upper block, you see here when you consider the upper block, M2, applied force is like this. But at the bottom of the upper block, the limiting friction is in opposite direction. Limiting friction opposes the motion of the upper block and supports the motion of the lower block. Already at the beginning only I said no. The frictional force may oppose or supports the motion of the body, but always opposes the relative motion between the two bodies in contact. Already I said no. Okay, that's why here maximum force needed is equal to this one. So F max is equal to m1 plus m2 into mu s m2z by m1. This is the maximum force needed to move the two blocks together. It is the maximum force needed to move the two blocks together. Okay. If if the applied force is less than the maximum force to move the two blocks together, then what happens? In this next C, if applied force is less than this maximum force needed, when you apply the maximum force here, the two blocks move together only. Okay, the two blocks move together with the maximum acceleration of this one. If applied force is less than the maximum force applied on a body, maximum force applied on a body. In that case also, in this case, the two blocks cannot move. When you apply the maximum force, then the two blocks move together. Here, for this maximum force, two blocks move together with this acceleration. If the applied force is less than that one, definitely in between these two, static friction exists. That's why in this case also, two blocks move together with the acceleration A1 is equal to A2, that is equal to question mark. Okay, that is A, that is equal to question mark. That is equal to question mark. Then, when the applied force is less than the maximum friction required to move the two blocks together, in that case also the two blocks travel with the same acceleration. That acceleration A is equal to, as the both blocks move together on the system, applied force is F. As the both blocks move together, then acceleration is equal to m1 plus m2. In this case, what is the frictional force acts on the lower block? Whenever the applied force acts on the upper block, as the lower block, two blocks move together, the lower block is pulled by a static friction only, because we did not apply the maximum force on the block, less than maximum force on. Suppose if you apply the maximum force on the upper block, in that case limiting friction exists between these two, and the two blocks move together with the maximum acceleration. If applied force is less than this maximum force, in such case also the two blocks move together. In that case, the friction exists between these two is the static friction. That is, static friction only pulls this block in forward direction. Therefore, on block M1, static friction exists and that pulls the block in forward direction. This implies static friction Fs is equal to mass of the block M1 into acceleration A. It is the static friction, which is equal to M1 into A means F by M1 plus M2. This is the static friction between the two blocks. Okay. It is the static friction between the two blocks. So next, if F is greater than F max, what happens? Next case. If applied force greater than maximum force needed to move the two blocks together, then if applied force is greater than the maximum force needed to move the two blocks together, then here you see when applied force greater than F max, F max means this one, then two blocks move separately. Two blocks move separately. Whenever two blocks move separately, there is a relative motion between the two blocks. In such case, kinetic friction exists between these two. Okay, now on this upper block, whenever the two blocks move separately, when you consider the upper block of mass m2, then applied force in this direction, and at the same time, as applied force greater than F max, then both blocks move separately. That's why one block move over the surface of the other. In such case, kinetic friction exists between the blocks. The kinetic friction opposes the motion of this upper block. That's why kinetic friction is like this. Then what is the net force? Net force acts on the upper block is equal to, okay, net force on upper block. Net force on the upper block is equal to M2 A2, that is equal to F minus Fk. Because net force acts on the upper block is equal to F minus Fk. Okay, therefore this is equal to F minus Fk means Uk into normal reaction. What is the normal reaction acts on this block? Because friction exists here now. Normal reaction is equal to M2Z. That's why M2Z. Okay, therefore A2 is equal to F minus mu k M2Z whole by M2. It is the acceleration of the upper block. What is the acceleration of the lower block? It is for upper block. Okay, next, lower block. Here, which pulls the lower block in this case? F max here, this is the maximum force that can be applied on the upper block so that the two blocks move together. If applied force is greater than this force, maximum force, that means if you apply the force on this upper block that is greater than this value, whatever it may be, in that case, both blocks move separately. So in that case, what is the acceleration of the second block and first block? So acceleration of the second block is equal to, on the second block, applied force F in this direction and kinetic friction. Because both blocks move separately means there is a relative motion between these two. Whenever one body moves over the surface of the other, the friction force exists in the kinetic friction. The kinetic friction acts on the upper block opposite to the direction of motion of the upper block. That's why Fk in this direction. Even then, as the upper block move in forward direction because of this force, then net force is equal to F minus Fk. That is equal to M2 A2. Therefore, F minus Fk means kinetic friction between these two. That is equal to mu k into normal action at this point is equal to M2Z. Therefore, A2 is equal to F minus mu k M2Z by M2. Okay, this is the acceleration of the upper block. Therefore, lower block, which pulls the lower block? Which pulls the lower block? Which pulls the lower block? Here for upper block already I have written the acceleration. For lower block, for block 2 only the weight of this block M2Z acts in downwards direction. That is equal to normal reaction here. Normal reaction acts on this block is equal to only M2Z. N is equal to M2Z only. For block 1, here there is no friction, only friction exists here. It is a smooth now. Here no friction is there. Friction is only here. Friction is only here. Here, in order to find the friction here, normal reaction at this point only we had to consider. Okay, yeah. So the lower block will move because of this kinetic friction exists between these two. You see, the kinetic friction between these two pulls the block M1 in forward direction. Because when you move like this, then friction between these two only drags the lower block in forward direction. That's why our lower block, the friction acts on the upper surface in this direction. That is Fk. Therefore, this is only the net force acts on the block along horizontal direction, on the lower block along horizontal direction. Therefore, acceleration of the lower block A1 is equal to Fk by M1. Fk means mu k into normal reaction acts at this point is equal to M2Z by M1. This is the acceleration of the lower block. So in this way we can find the accelerations of the upper block and the acceleration of the lower block. Okay, next. Suppose if the lower block is pulled with a force F, what about these cases? So we have to discuss the next concept, last concept in this chapter. Second one, when lower block is filled, lower block is filled. In this case, suppose it is a smooth horizontal surface. This is the lower block having mass m1. It is the upper block having mass m2. And the lower block is filled with a force f. When lower block is filled with a force f, lower block is filled with a force f, then here, suppose you imagine, when lower block is pulled here, as the upper block is also over this one. Suppose in this case, if no friction exists between the two blocks, when no friction exists between the blocks. Okay, in this case, on M2, along horizontal direction, no force acts because no friction is there between these two also, between the two blocks. Then in that case, on the upper block, no force acts along horizontal direction, even the lower block moves. That's why acceleration of upper block, acceleration of M2, that is A2, which is equal to 0. Acceleration of lower block, acceleration of M1, that is say A1. Here on the lower block, because of the applied force, lower block will move forward direction. That's why on the lower block along horizontal direction, only the force applied is this one. So no friction is there. Here also no friction is there. That's why F by mass M1. It is the case whenever no friction is there. Suppose when friction exists, when friction exists between the two blocks, when friction exists between the two blocks, when friction exists between the two blocks, in that case, what happens? Suppose because of applied force, you imagine that the two blocks move together. If two blocks move together, come on, then acceleration of the two blocks together is equal to A, that is equal to. If the two blocks move together because of this applied force, you see, whenever the lower block is pulled like this, then definitely upper block also move along with the lower block, no? Suppose if the two blocks move together, what happens? If the two blocks move together, then the common acceleration of the two blocks, because both blocks move together, that's why they are having equal acceleration. That's why then common acceleration, comma AC, A suffix C means common acceleration. That is equal to, as the two blocks move together, the two blocks can be treated as a single body having mass m1 plus m2. Okay, on that, because of this force, what is the acceleration means? Applied force by total mass m1 plus m2. Total mass m1 plus m2. It is the common acceleration. Okay, now whenever the two blocks move together in forward direction, because of this common acceleration, whenever the blocks are moving like this block, the lower block, because of applied force, of course, if we travel with this acceleration, on the upper block, the friction exists between these two only pulls this block in forward direction. At the same time, as the lower block move with an acceleration equal to common acceleration, then pseudo force, when by standing on the lower block, if you see the upper block, the pseudo force acts on the upper block, no? The pseudo force acts on the upper block. Okay, in the case, the pseudo force MA acts on the upper block here. Therefore, suppose if you consider the upper block, here, no doubt in between these two, because of friction only the lower block will move. Because of friction only the lower block will move. With what maximum acceleration the upper block can travel means, whenever the limiting friction exists between these two, that limiting friction pulls the block in forward direction. That's why for maximum acceleration of upper block, maximum for the maximum acceleration of the upper block, then limiting friction should be exist between these two that pulls the upper block in forward direction. That's why limiting friction acts. At the same time, by standing on this block, first block, okay, on lower block, If you observe the upper block, whenever the lower block travel in this direction, pseudo force acts on the block in backward direction. As the you see, as the two blocks move together, common acceleration is this one. That's why pseudo force acts on the upper block is equal to m2 into AC. m2 into AC. Okay, whenever the limiting friction is greater than the pseudo force acts on the upper block, then the two blocks move together. When pseudo force is it is the pseudo force. If pseudo force acts on the block is less than or equal to FL, then both blocks move together. Both blocks move together. If pseudo force acts on the upper block is less than or equal to limiting friction. Less than means, if it is less than means, definitely the frictional force between these two is equal to static friction. Because whenever the pseudo force try to pull the block in backward direction. Okay, if it is less than FL means no doubt the block cannot move because static friction exists. For the static friction, the block cannot move over the other. If M2 pseudo force is equal to FL, in that case also a static friction between them is maximum, which is called limiting friction. In that case also this block cannot move over the other. That's why whenever the pseudo force acts on the two blocks is pseudo force acts on the upper block is less than or equal to limiting friction between them, then both blocks move together. Okay, in that case, whenever the both blocks move together, what about the acceleration of the two blocks? What about the acceleration of the two blocks? Okay, so from this M2 AC less than or equal to FL means what is the maximum M2 AC less than or equal to FL? Okay, for maximum acceleration means here we have to take M2 AC is equal to FL now. M2 AC, that means pseudo force less than or equal to FL for the two blocks to move together. What is the maximum pseudo force that can be acted on the body? That's why for maximum acceleration, M2 AC is equal to FL. Implies AC is equal to A max. Because whenever these two are equal, pseudo force is equal to FL means that is the maximum pseudo force. It may be less than FL, but when we consider the maximum, then here the blocks, upper block move with maximum acceleration over the other. That maximum acceleration is equal to limiting friction by, this is the limiting friction acts on the upper block by mass of the upper block M2. Therefore, that maximum acceleration is equal to FL means mu s into normal reaction M2Z by M2. Therefore, mu s into Z, because M2 cancel, mu s into Z. Therefore, maximum acceleration of the upper block is equal to this one. Whenever the upper block can travel with the maximum acceleration, this one, then both blocks move together. Because FL is there, limiting friction is there between them. Whenever limiting friction is there, the upper block tends to slide over the lower block, but cannot move separately. That's why it is the maximum acceleration with which the two blocks move together. Okay, in that case, what is the maximum force to be applied for the two blocks to move together? Therefore, maximum force applied to move two blocks together. To move two blocks together, F max is equal to, okay, as the two blocks move together, then M1 plus M2, because both blocks can be treated as a single body having mass M1 plus M2 into maximum acceleration A max. Maximum acceleration A max. Okay, therefore, maximum force for the two blocks to move together is equal to, therefore, F max is equal to M1 plus M2 into A max means mu s into Z. This is the maximum force to be applied on the lower block for the two blocks to move together with the maximum acceleration is equal to. Here, the force applied on the lower block may be less than this one for the two blocks to move together. But maximum force that can be applied on the two blocks on the lower block to move the two blocks together is equal to m1 plus m2 into mu s z. If the force less than this one, even then the two blocks move together. But if it is greater than this F max, then both blocks move separately. Yeah. Less than means if the applied here, whenever the applied force is whenever applied force is equal to this one, limiting friction exists between these two. When applied force is less than this one, then static friction exists between these two. Because of the static friction, in that case also both blocks move together with common acceleration this one. With common acceleration this one. Okay. If applied force less than F max, Fs exists between the two blocks. And two blocks move with common acceleration. AC is equal to, as the both blocks move together because of applied force is F, in that case common acceleration is equal to force acts on the lower block by total mass of the two blocks together, because both blocks move together. Already I said here, if applied force is less than the F max, then both blocks move together. If applied force is equal to maximum force applied, if applied force is equal to this one, even then the two blocks move together. With what acceleration two blocks move together? With the maximum acceleration with this one, mu s z. With that acceleration, the two blocks move together. If applied force is equal to F max means that one, then both blocks move together here also. Both blocks move together. Both blocks move together. Okay, in this case, what is the common acceleration? In this case, both blocks move together with common acceleration. Here, these two cases are same, but here maximum acceleration, here acceleration is not maximum, but common acceleration. Here, common acceleration is maximum. Common acceleration AC is equal to A max. That A max is equal to mu s z. Because whenever F is equal to F max, limiting friction exists between these two. That limiting friction pulls this upper block with maximum acceleration. That maximum acceleration is equal to mu s into z. As limiting friction exists here, this block cannot move over the other block separately. Both move together. That's why both blocks move with the maximum acceleration mu s into z. It is the maximum acceleration. With common maximum acceleration is equal to this one. Maximum acceleration. Maximum acceleration. It is also important point. Suppose if applied force is greater than F max, if applied force is greater than F max, then what happens? If applied force is greater than F max, then what happens? Last point. Then we have to do the problems. So next, if applied force greater than F max, if applied greater than F max means m1 plus m2 into mu s into z. If applied force greater than F max, then both blocks move separately. Both blocks moves separately. In that case, what is the acceleration of lower block? What is the acceleration of upper block? Here, you consider the upper block. Here, whenever both blocks move separately, what is the type of friction exists between the two? When both blocks move separately, when both blocks move separately, in that case, kinetic friction Fk acts on the upper block, that pulls the upper block in forward direction. Okay, so Fk only acts in this direction. Therefore, what is the acceleration of upper block? Therefore, A2 A2 is equal to Fk by M2. That's equal to Fk means Uk into normal reaction. Normal reaction acts on the upper block is equal to M2Z by M2. Therefore, A2 is equal to mu K into Z. In previous case, maximum acceleration means mu S into G. That is different here. Mu S is greater compared with mu K. That's why this acceleration is definitely smaller than this acceleration. Okay, this is the acceleration of the upper block whenever applied force greater than F max. Next, acceleration of the lower block. Acceleration of lower block. A1 is equal to dash. So here, when you consider the lower block, you see, when you consider the lower block, applied force acts in this direction, and whenever this block move over the other, the kinetic friction exists between these two, opposes the motion of the lower block and supports the motion of the upper block. That's why lower block is opposed by motion of the lower block is opposed by the kinetic friction. Whenever this block move in this direction, the kinetic friction between these two acts on the lower block in backward direction and opposes the motion of lower block. And at the same time, that kinetic friction drags the upper block in forward direction. That means kinetic friction exists between these two, supports the motion of upper block and opposes the motion of the lower block. That's why kinetic friction exists in this direction. In this case, the acceleration of this lower block is say A1. Then A1 is equal to net force acts on the block F minus Fk by mass of this block M1. This is equal to F minus Fk means mu K into normal reaction acts here. Friction exists here on the upper surface. Normal action at this point is equal to weight of this block only, no? So M2Z by mass of the lower block. This is the acceleration of the upper block. In this way, we have to find the acceleration of upper block, lower block, etc. Okay. So acceleration of the lower block is called F minus mu K M2Z by M1. Acceleration of the upper block is equal to mu K into Z. So this is about the block and block. Here, whenever the friction exists between the lower block and ground on which the system, the two blocks are kept. In such case, whatever the motion of the bodies, we will discuss in problems. Okay, these are the different cases. Now we have to do some problems. In this week we are having. Okay, so in